the Astro weather for Thursday, the 5th of October. This is a huge day. We have two very big movements happening. We have Lilith moving to Virgo. So Lilith has been in Leo. She's been working on the way that we present our ego, way we present our self-confidence, working on the darkness of those spaces. And then she moves to Virgo Thursday, the 5th of October. And she makes an aspect with the Gemini moon at 1:05 a.m. So this will be our first imaginative look. So our first curious look at the guilt and shame and misunderstandings where we have felt negatively about ourselves and our work and how that has projected onto other people. So it's the first time we're going to be asking ourselves in a very curious way what it is we would like to change about how we are highly critical and what we are highly critical of in others and in ourselves, and how that energy affects how we build relationships. So it's like looking at ways that we might deny ourselves being able to unwind and relax by forcing ourselves to be perfectionist, that perfectionist kind of chasing energy. And it is making us really look at and be curious about where we look for external gratification and how our hate for showing vulnerability affects us and others around us. So that's the dream work we're doing on very early Thursday morning. Then at 8:10 a.m., we have an aspect with the moon and Pluto, and this is going to allow ourselves to see new ways of achieving these mature work goals, and really will help us put some fun into any boring tasks that we need to do. Then 9:21 a.m., another aspect that between the moon and Uranus, and it's that energy of not understanding the changes required to achieve abundance. So we've been working away with these mature work goals from 8 a.m. We've kind of found a way to put fun into the boring tasks. And then we get to a point where we kind of want to move fast through something, but it needs to take its time. And we don't want to look at what changes need to be made in order to achieve the abundance. We just want to rush straight through. Then the next big aspect of Thursday is Mercury is moving to Libra. So that's at 11:08 a.m. So Mercury has been in Virgo, it has been retrograde, it has been forcing us into details, into hard work, into changing habits, and now we see Mercury moving to Libra. So Mercury likes it here in Libra because Libra is an air sign and Mercury is communication. So they very much enjoy each other, and it's going to help us build bridges. This is building bridges energy. This is healing communication. This is being activated in a way that enables us to see both sides of the argument and look for harmony within it. This is making sure also to be very careful with our words and the words that we use, and being responsible for the effect that they have on others. So as well as that, we get our artistic side gets a little bit pushed up, and we, maybe want to find beauty in a lot of things in our house, in the way we present ourselves, in the way that we go about life. There's also the energy of finding diplomacy with communication, specifically in one-on-one relationships. So romantic partners, friend relationships, work relationships, those one-on-one relationships, finding ways to have diplomatic conversations without falling on either side, okay? We just need to also think that this transit is a gentle reminder from the universe about the importance of considering other people's perspectives and embracing the beauty of compromise. So one of the challenges of Mercury in Libra is the tendency to be too nice. So Libra being a somewhat people-pleasing energy, someone who enjoys getting praised and will go to a lot of effort to make that happen. So really being careful, like I said, about what words you are using. Don't sugarcoat things or withhold information in order to not rock the boat here, okay? We need to learn that kindness could end up as a barrier to real communication if we are using it to people please. Okay, so we are learning in this aspect of Mercury in Libra, and we need to remember that there are many ways to connect with someone. Agreeing with them is only one of those ways. We are also able to express opposing beliefs, but as long as we're doing that with respect and openness, and that both of those types of communication can still get us that balanced relationship, people pleasing kind of ideals. Because as long as we're doing it respectfully and able to see both sides of the argument, which Libra will help us with, we can push forward in communication without seeming like we are the bad guy. So that Mercury in Libra makes an aspect with Lilith, now newly in Virgo. And this is where we are going to try and look for a balanced way to see our behavior in relation to how we are critical with ourselves and others. And we're not going to look at it very directly. We're going to be a bit shady about it. We're going to be looking at it through the shadows. This is the first kind of aspects rolling through where we are dealing with Virgo in Lilith. So nothing is going to look very clear to us yet. But we will start to be able to see things from this perspective of others when it comes to how we might project our own self-judgment and criticism onto others, and how we might be being too critical of others from that same perspective. So again, I'll be having another video on Lilith if you are doing the Lilith journey with us. Then we see at 2:30 p.m. the moon in Gemini, trining Mars in Libra. Great energy. This is willpower, courage, very practical energy, very resourceful energy. We're going to love the truth. We're going to want people to be open. This is like self-improvement energy. So thinking of new ways to exercise and take care of yourself and changing aesthetics, yours, your cars, your home, all of those sorts of things. Very fun energy. Then we get to 3:37 p.m. and the moon is making a square with Neptune. So just being careful when we are changing aesthetics earlier that day, that we aren't in a place of self-deception, okay? So this moon squaring Neptune, that's where it's going to want to put us. It's going to want to unbalance us. It makes us hypersensitive. It doesn't make us very instinctual. And if you are someone who is prone to nervous disorders or anxiety, you could start feeling your heart race a little bit, specifically if you changed a number of things about your aesthetic earlier in the day. Okay, this is also that energy of potentially getting lost in your imagination and in wishful thinking. And, you know, that does kind of then cause that anxiety, that nervous energy coming around because you're lost in that imagination and you can't find your way back to reality. And it's also the energy where you need the reminder that your intuition, if it is normally very good toward other people and how they feel, it needs to be kept in check under this energy. And we need to ensure that we are communicating, not assuming based on intuition. Because then the moon goes void. So again, another void moon this week happening during the day. So 5:30 p.m. until 11:31 p.m. And just making sure, again, don't make any big decisions, okay? So you are already in an energy of self-deception, so definitely don't be making any big decisions during this void moon period. It is going to be making a sextile to Venus just before it goes void, so it is a nicer energy void moon. It's sort of that love energy. So have some friends over, maybe chat about some crazy ideas you've had. It's a really good opportunity to meet new people because having great conversations, very supported, very energized by this sextile, and like really open-hearted communication in relationship connections. Just again, don't make any big decisions until after 11:30, okay? Because also during that void moon period, we have a quincunx to Pluto, okay? So this is like something annoying is going to come up and it's going to need compromise, and it wants compromise between fun and serious, okay? It's that idea of wanting to go out that doesn't fit into the budget, or you're about to leave and the car breaks down. You need to fix the car. It's that energy of I want to go do something fun, but I have to do something responsible like work instead of go do the fun thing. Okay. Then at 9:40, The moon in Gemini makes a semi-square aspect with Jupiter in Taurus, and this is like stifling your imagination. So you're already annoyed from that earlier aspect where you didn't get to do the fun, you had to do the mature, and then this semi-square with Jupiter comes along and it really increases that moodiness, and it's the imagination stifling that comes from assuming intuitively that somebody has underlying dissatisfaction with your ideas towards abundance. So, this idea of perhaps where you wanted to go out and do something fun, but instead you had to work, and then from that work, you didn't even get a pat on the back, you just got someone being dissatisfied with you. Okay, so really, really kind of rough there, rough energy Thursday night, but then 11:31 p.m. the moon goes to Cancer, and we get a slight shift in that energy because it's the moon in Cancer again. It likes it there. Okay, this is going to open up a bit more softness and a bit more of a comfortable energy, and it's going to make us want to kind of be at home. Okay, at least feel at home wherever we are. We want to connect with people that we love, and it's that from that relaxing comfort mode of feeling at home, we may start seeing new business ideas rolling out. And just remembering feminine energy is intensified under a Cancer moon, so meaning our emotions are quite intensified, and we'll be really stubborn about not wanting to do things that we don't want to do. So really try and have Friday planning just for you, because the energy does get quite hectic towards the weekend. So just before midnight with that moon in Cancer, we see another aspect with Lilith in Virgo. So this is coming off that judgmental energy of the void moon. And so we will still be carrying a bit of that as we look into these shames and guilts and misunderstandings about our critical natures with ourselves and others. But because this is a positive aspect and Cancer is quite supportive of emotional places, it is going to help us be able to see how our emotional state affects the way that we are critical with ourselves and others. And it's also because the moon is in Cancer, it will give us an opportunity to look at our inner mother wound and how that has affected ourselves in relation to this critical shame, guilt, misunderstanding the way that we present our criticism. So this could be a number of things. The Lilith in Virgo often does speak to a lot of having a mother energy around you for a lot of your life that had her own beliefs and her own way of doing things, and that was truth and fact, and there was no way to compromise on that. Or it is about everybody's original mother wound. So this is the wound of needing external validation, external comfort, external love to feel whole and to feel worthy. So it's that energy of either way, whether it is your actual mother or it is the initial mother wound that we all need to heal from. It is that idea of needing to look within and find our own rules and our own center in regards to why we are being critical. Okay, and it really points to, under the Cancer moon, finding our own inner self-worth so that we aren't then projecting this criticism that we may not even have if we weren't taking these ideas from society or from our mother figures. Okay, so dreaming of your mother, very likely dreaming of that mother kind of energy, very likely on Friday nights or on Thursday nights. So just be aware of that, okay?